Thank you, Madam Speaker. Uh, Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, Honorable Prime Minister, Ministers, Leader of Opposition, Assistant Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, I would also like to welcome and say thank you to all the schools who are participating in Coke Games, and especially to the Western ones. And I wish you all the best to the Natambua kids who are here. Madam Deputy Speaker, today we mark Thursdays in Black, a global silent campaign protesting against violence against women and girls and to stand in solidarity with the survivors. Madam Speaker, I rise to inform this august House of Fiji's participation in the 70th session of the Commission on the Status of Women, or CSW, held at the United Nations headquarters in New York from 9th to 19th of March 2026, and to reflect on our national commemoration of International Women's Day 2026. The Commission on the Status of Women remains the United Nations principal platform for advancing gender equality and women's empowerment. It provides an important space for Fiji to align global commitments with national action, ensuring that policies translate into real improvements in the lives of women and girls. Fiji's delegation, led by the Acting Permanent Secretary, Ms. Selina Kuruleda, reaffirmed our strong commitment to protecting rights of women and girls and advancing inclusive development. Madam Deputy Speaker, the priority theme for CSW 70, ensuring access to justice for all women and girls, underscores a simple but critical truth. Rights have little meaning without the ability to claim and realize them. Justice systems must therefore be accessible, responsive, and grounded in lived realities of our people. This aligned with Fiji's International Women's Day 2026 theme, Rights, Justice, Action for All Women and Girls. Discussions at CSW 70 highlighted that while legal frameworks are important, the real challenge lies in implementation. Barriers such as distance, cost, stigma, and economic dependency continue to limit women's access to justice. Addressing these requires people-centered, survivor-focused systems and stronger coordination across sectors. The session also reinforced that achieving Sustainable Development Goal 5 for gender equality requires eliminating violence, discrimination, and harmful practices while strengthening women's leadership and participation. New challenges, including technology-facilitated violence, demand modern responses and innovation. The protections we demand offline must also be the protections that is available online. Our engagement also strengthened partnerships with Pacific leaders, United Nations agencies, and development partners, emphasizing the need for increased support, financing, and Pacific-led solutions that reflect our context and culture. A highlight of our participation at the CSW was the screening of the documentary Breaking Ground, developed through Oceania Rugby and UN Women. It promotes safe and equal participation of women in sports and contributes to shifting harmful social norms. Documentaries dissemination through schools across Fiji would significantly further this effort, and our team will work with the Ministry of Education and Youth to that end. Madam Deputy Speaker, Fiji also shared progress on national reforms, including the Law and Justice Sector Reform Roadmap 2025-2029, which aims to improve access, efficiency, and accountability across the justice system. Honorable Deputy Speaker, access to justice remains central to addressing violence against women and girls, one of the most serious human rights challenges in Fiji. National data continues to highlight the scale of this issue. Evidence shows that 64% of women in intimate relationships in Fiji have experienced physical or sexual violence, and some data indicates that up to 72% of women aged 18 to 64 have experienced physical, emotional, or sexual violence in their lifetime. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions recorded 18 sexual offense charges in March 2026 alone. A 10-year analysis by Fiji Women's Rights Movement found that in 2025, 100% of victims in high court rape cases were children. Between 2020 and 2024, 4,159 child sexual offense cases were recorded nationwide, with 70% involving girls. There is also a growing concern regarding violence against elderly women, with 122 cases reported in 2024 among women aged 60 and above. While these figures may reflect increasing reporting and growing trust in the justice system, reporting alone does not equate to justice. Women and girls continue to face barriers including geographic isolation, limited awareness of rights, stigma, and economic dependency, challenges that are also reflected in the CEDAW Committee's 2025 concluding observations on Fiji. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, in response, the government of Fiji is taking coordinated and concrete action. We continue to implement the Domestic Violence Act 2009 and are expanding access to justice through legal aid services, safe shelter, helplines, community outreach, mobile service delivery, and strengthened referral pathways across police, Fiji Police Force, health, and social services. At the same time, we are investing in capacity building for frontline responders to ensure survivor-centered and gender-responsive approaches. Prevention remains equally critical. The National Action Plan for the Prevention of Violence Against All Women and Girls is being implemented alongside strengthened nationwide awareness programs to challenge harmful social norms and empower women and girls with knowledge of their rights. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, Fiji's engagement at CSW 70 reaffirmed that access to justice is not only a legal issue, but also a development imperative, a human rights obligation, and a foundation for inclusive and sustainable growth. International Women's Day, observed annually on 8th of March, is a global day for recognition and action and celebration of the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, International Women's Day reminds us that gender equality is essential to sustainable development. Without empowering women, we cannot fully achieve our national goals or the Sustainable Development Goals. When we uplift our women, we strengthen the nation. Nationally, our 2026 commemorations of IWD focus on delivering services directly to communities across all 4 divisions, including rural and maritime areas. These programs combined awareness, health services, legal support, and economic training. In the Western Division, a 4-day program in Tabo Village in Malolo Island reached maritime communities through awareness on gender-based violence and child protection, alongside economic empowerment training and a multi-agency service outreach. In the Northern Division, programs in Lambasa and Nevingiri village in Bua engaged both urban and remote communities focusing on financial literacy, mental health, and legal rights. In the Eastern Division, activities in Kandavu brought together participants from 75 villages, delivering integrated services including health screenings, legal aid, business support, and leadership development. In the Central Division, the Reach Outreach Program in Naithisiri provided coordinated government and partner services, significantly improving access to essential information and support. Across these engagements, approximately 1,000 Fijians were reached. Men and boys were intentionally included, recognizing that gender equality requires shared responsibility. Their participation reflects our commitment to engaging men and boys as partners in change, critical allies in advancing women's empowerment, challenging harmful social norms, and preventing violence against women and girls. Communities identified key priorities, including economic opportunities, access to health services, addressing violence, and building resilience to climate change. These priorities will guide our next steps, Madam Deputy Speaker, ensuring that programs are more targeted, inclusive, and responsive, particularly for rural and maritime communities. These efforts reflect a shift from awareness to action, bringing services closer to the people and strengthening empowerment, protection, and resilience. I also wish to acknowledge all our government partners, CSOs, faith-based, and corporate organizations who paused to commemorate the day, committing to empower women in their spaces. Madam Deputy Speaker, I would like to pay tribute to leadership and organizers of the first ever Disciplined Forces Combined IWD celebration and march, and first ever Women Guard of Honor I was honored to inspect, and thank the women serving our country with professionalism, courage, and dedication. The government of Fiji remains committed to eliminating violence against women and girls, ensuring equal access to justice, and promoting women's full participation in national life. This is not only a policy commitment, it is our responsibility. Madam Deputy Speaker, I conclude with this. Women's rights are the foundation of justice, sustainable development, and national progress. Let us move forward together, leaving no woman or girl behind. Binaka Vakalevu, thank you, Madam Speaker. May God bless women and girls of Fiji, and may God bless Fiji.